have to hide myself.
Now
Recording
we're
in
doing it.
progress. Now we're doing it.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress. I need to hide my self view, or else I'll be looking at myself the whole time.
I should do that.
Why are you worried about how your hair looks?
No, I realize how pretty I am sometimes.
Oh,
Hide self view. Boom. There you are. It's all Andy all the time, drinking her wine.
wait. What happens with the recording if you hide your self view?
I don't know.
Then I wouldn't do it then.
Okay. View. Show self view. There. Now I'm back.
Oh my god. I love how flawless these remote pods are.
This just went from a fucking 7 to an 8. Oh.
Otto found a squeaky toy in the back, so if you hear an animal wrestling with a fake donut, then that's Bubba Man. He's been asleep literally all day, and then now.
If I could identify that sound specifically, I'd have a niche. I'd have a niche market
On being able to identify dog toy sounds.
Yeah, it'd be a weird carnival that you attended, but I'd be.
I think everyone that has a pet can do that. Is identify. They're like, oh, that's a dog noise.
Oh no, I'm just talking about knew that it was a fucking squeaky donut without seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, pet owners, like, you do know the dog noises. Like this morning, I woke up to a I was like, oh no. No. Because you go from dead asleep to wide awake real quick. And you're like, just get it out of the bed. I don't actually live here. I don't have to clean. I don't have to clean these rugs.
You know, I don't actually own a dog, but I think I would know if I woke up with an animal and it was doing that.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Maddie did it.
Oh yeah, it did.
You would know. You would remember well.
Oh yeah, she threw up activated charcoal all over the side of my bed.
She did.
And then she looked like Groucho Marx if Groucho Marx was a puppy.
Well, they're both dead, so
they're both. So, you know, our buddy Zach Myers, and we have many stories about him coming up. But while we're on that subject, he lost his dog Kettle, a 16-year-old
English bulldog.
English bulldog. I was going to say British, but
British bulldog. It's a United Kingdom bulldog.
It's the whole place. It wasn't just England. It was Wales and Scotland.
Yeah, that dog did not switch over to the euro. That dog stuck with the pound.
That dog was 16 years old, and for a dog that normally lasts 11,
I doubt even. I don't think bulldogs make it past into double digits most of the time. Their faces are too short.
So anyway, Zach's lasted 16. I met him a bunch of times. He was kind of a dick, the dog, not Zach, although depending on the day.
Yeah.
So obviously Zach very torn up after losing a dog, as all are.
Of course.
And I was down there visiting, and we're at lunch. And Zach's youngest, Avery, we were all telling jokes at the table. And Avery goes, I've got a joke. Someone's dead. Kettle's dead. And I had to walk away from the table because I was laughing so hard. And I didn't hide it well enough. So the kid knew it was funny.
What did Zach do? Did Zach laugh?
He laughed, but then just looked at me. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then the kid knew that it was funny. So he just kept saying it over and over and over again.
Kettle's dead.
Kettle's dead. Hey, Dad, Kettle's dead. Finally, Zach's like, listen here, you little shit.
Oh my goodness. That's funny. That's funny. That's ambush humor.
That is ambush. That, man, kids, most of the time annoying, but sometimes they just drop a gem on you. Although none of those kids that are next to our gym that come over have ever been funny.
No.
They've never been funny.
It'd be pretty funny though if they were like standing in the sidewalk and got clipped by a bird scooter. I'm like not hurt,
No,
you
not
know,
hurt, but
just
maybe
clipped
they
enough
learned
to learn a
something.
lesson.
Yeah.
We're
'Cause
gonna be
I'm
great
tired.
parents.
Well, also, I'm tired of keeping those kids out of harm's way. They come running in there, and I'm like, hey, they are going to literally drop a weight on you if you don't look the fuck out.
I keep trying. They're faster than you think.
I'll tell you what, now that Terry's moved to Texas, you don't see him at all anymore.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah, Terry's gone. And
That's
I'll
a
tell you
bummer.
what, the gym has not been the same. Granted, B has had COVID, so she's been in
Oh, I didn't know that.
seclusion. Yeah. She tested positive, and so she's been in seclusion for like last I checked, like 6 days. So Emmanuel had to be an actual dad, and man, did he not wear that well.
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I love these new dads. I mean, even Brad calls it babysitting. And I'm like, no, man, that's your kid.
Yeah, it's not babysitting when it came out of your nuts.
No, that is, you're just being a dad. I got dad duty is what that is.
That's so anyway, funny.
Emmanuel's been having to be a dad and hasn't really been outside much, hasn't been able to work out. Also, Emmanuel's one of those guys that excuse number one to get out of the gym. He's like, I gotta fucking.
Did you know this baby shits like 8 times a day?
Yeah. I've never even had a baby and I knew that.
Oh man. Well, that's a bummer / funny.
But yeah, so it's been and then today I walked in the gym and it was just like, listen, I understand it's their home and it's their garage and we work out in their garage, but man, it's usually more gym than garage. And I am starting to lose that battle.
And well, you know who always fought that battle was Terry.
Yeah. And so
like Terry would take their trash out on Thursdays.
Yes.
That's how great of a guy Terry was. Like also, he kept the garage clean.
Terry ended up, did you know he was the neighbor's Shabbos goy?
What?
Do you know what a Shabbos goy is?
I'm assuming on Friday night they bring a Christian over and they like, hey, let's learn from you.
What is it on Saturday? Is it Saturdays or Sundays that can't use electricity or do work of any kind? Is it Friday?
It's Friday. Friday is the Sabbath.
So if they have to turn on the oven or anything, they have what they call a Shabbos goy.
Oh, yes. That was in the league.
It was in the league.
And I know the guy who played the Shabbos goy in the league.
And I do. And Terry, come to find out, like a few weeks before he left, that's what Terry did. He was like, I had to come over and turn off. They had a smoke alarm go off or something, or the battery was going out. And so I had to come over and change it for him or whatever. Cause I guess they pay you pretty well to do that.
Oh, you get paid? I thought Terry was just being nice.
I think you get paid.
No wonder those kids like him so much. He's a nice guy. I'm glad he's gone.
Oh, but man, I had to start paying for programming. And I'll tell you what, for some reason you work out a lot harder when you're flipping.
When you're the one paying for a program. Yeah.
So I've been killing it the last couple days.
I was going to work out today. I thought about it and I had plans to do it. And then
I even sent you a workout.
You sent me a workout and then I got a bunch of work emails.
Oh.
I'm still coughing stuff up. Welcome back.
It's the 1 millionth podcast. Video pod numero deux. She's Andy Porter.
That's Chris Porter.
She's the sister.
He's a brother.
And yeah, we're siblings.
That is facts.
And this is how we look on a Monday night.
To be fair, I did put a lot of makeup on. This is not how I would look normally doing the pod. But now that we're doing it in person, I have.
Well, we've always done it in person.
Well, with like the audience is in person.
Yeah. Hey.
So, hello.
But yeah, so they can see us.
They can see us. So that's a bummer.
Although you had very many compliments about your looks last week.
Oh, did I? I don't get alerts. I don't get alerts for the pod on my Instagram. It gets to be too much.
One of the YouTube, or I believe the YouTube comment
Oh, great.
said, I learned two things today, and one of them was that Andy is a cutie.
Ah,
Yeah,
I know. I can fart this much and be pretty.
I know. It was.
Oh my God.
I
Speaking
guess
of which,
it has been real fart heavy as far as your appearance goes.
yeah. Do you watch this show called Love is Blind on
No,
Netflix?
I
It's
do
not the
not.
people aren't blind, but they start like so basically, I don't know what the time period is, and I'm pretty sure we've talked about this show in the past.
I believe so. It does sound familiar.
But they start off like dating people behind a wall.
Okay.
And so you don't really know what the other person looks like. You can describe your physical features if you decide to do that.
All right.
But most people just decide to like trust the process and don't do it. And just, anyway, they end up like falling head over heels in love with each other. What?
Are they all pretty people, or are there a couple like
They're normal people.
ogres? They're normal.
No, they're like,
people.
they're normal looking people.
So it's like a gaggle of sixes.
It's a gaggle. Well, I would say sevens and eights.
Okay. But it's not like, so there's risk as far as looks go.
There is risk.
Okay.
And
it's not like a bunch of supermodels going, man, I hope this works out.
Right.
Okay.
You're
great.
like, at least I know on the other side they're super hot, even though I don't like their personality.
Okay, fantastic.
You just kind of have to trust that you're gonna like their personality, their looks. So anyway, after a certain point, like the beginning of the show is when they're in the pods, but the rest of the show is them trying, and they get engaged.
What?
Before they see each other in person.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
Is this in America?
Yes. Well, also now it's a spinoff in many other countries, but it is in America. It started. I would like to say it started here, but I'm not entirely sure.
Get engaged before you've ever seen them.
Get engaged before you've ever seen them in 4 days, 5 days, 7 days, something like that.
I don't even recommend you getting engaged before you've had sex with them.
Yeah. But
look,
so
the things people do A for love and to be on television. And
the things you do for love, the things you do for love.
Oh,
you know that song? The things you do for love.
I do know that song. Anywho, tell me about the the show sounds horrifying.
It's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing. And so like then they get out of the pods and then they like you have the reveal where they get to see each other for the first time. And it's usually like overwhelming emotion. And then they go on a vacation together.
Okay, while you're coughing, of any of the ones that you've seen, have they like revealed the looks and the guy was like, or the girl was like,
well, this is season 3 that I've been watching.
Okay.
So yes, there has been that in the past. And there's definitely like ones in this season where the reveal happens and they're like, wow. And then like a week later, they're like, it's hard for me to connect the person I met in the pods with like the person I'm seeing. Cause it's, if it was in a bar, I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And so that's funny.
Fair enough. Yeah.
They're
love
going
is
nuts.
not blind, apparently.
Love is obviously not blind. So then they have 4 weeks after the pods to live together and then decide if they're going to get married. Wow. I'm pretty sure every single marriage from last season is no longer together.
Yeah, marriage the old-fashioned way is 50-50 at best.
I know. You think you're gonna do it just based on their insides? Come on. Come on. I don't know why I'm 36 and single.
Also Christmas is coming up. I need your list of things that you would like.
Okay. Yeah, no, I need everyone's list because I want to go to an outlet mall before I go back to LA for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Because there's a really nice outlet mall
anything
here.
I don't mind are regulars.
Oh, I mean, I'll get you nice stuff, but like, if there's anything else, like a coat.
Yeah, I got you.
A jacket, some movie tickets.
You know how many movies I go to? You can end any conversation with me with, Chris, have you seen?
Yeah.
Because unless it's episodes of The Office, Below Deck Mediterranean, or a Chiefs game.
Speaking of which, there's a new Below Deck adventure.
I know, I got to get into it, but
I watched it when I was drunk. It's good.
Okay.
It takes place in Norway, and you'll never believe this. There's adventure.
Okay. What kind of, and you know, I don't, what kind of adventure do they like whale? Do they go out and go whaling?
Kill a whale. No, they take like
Um,
sea doos out. I'm pretty sure they go like climbing. I don't remember the adventurous part, to be perfectly honest. But the chief stew's a real cunt.
That's what makes it.
It's what makes it.
This episode or this season of BDMs is Emmy nominated, and I'm 1,000% sure it's because of that crazy chief stew that doesn't
Natalia
know
or Natasha?
Natasha. I'm all team Natalia.
Natalia's great. I support her. And what's his name? His name isn't Rocky, but he looks like it should be.
Oh,
Frank? Or Scout. Is his name Scout?
What is the effeminate
Oscar?
dude's name?
He's not effeminate. You think he's effeminate? The dude with the mustache, the handlebar mustache?
Oh, no, you're talking about the chef. I'm talking about the other
No, I'm not talking about the chef. I'm talking about the deckhand that is dating Natalia.
Oh, Storm. He's an American Gladiator name.
I was like Bosco. What's his name?
You were way off.
It was 5 letters.
It's fucking.
If it was Wordle, would have been my first guess.
Oh, you need more vowels in your first guess.
Bosco, yeah, that's true.
That's the same vowel twice.
This is why I quit Wordle. I fucking hate it.
At least oh, go ahead. Anyway,
I was gonna say not as much as I hate this hotel I'm staying in.
Oh, you don't like the you don't. We'll edit that. Hold on.
No,
let me see where that is so I can put it in my.
It's
notes.
1704.
Thank you.
It's. I mean, the space in itself is fine.
Yeah.
The breakfast is so underwhelming.
Yeah.
Especially when I've been here for 4.5 weeks.
You can only have so many trough eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you're like, oh.
And like, why is the yogurt's always a weird color based on what fruit they layered in there?
Yeah.
So I'm not into that. And then also this morning, I've been getting Amazon packages sent here. And it's like stuff I need. It's like Otto's dog food, a candle so it doesn't smell like a hotel in here.
Yeah.
Important stuff. And so and toothpaste. I went down there this morning. I called, gave them 30 minutes notice. I'm like, I'm about to come down. I have 5 Amazon packages downstairs. I would like you to bring them to the front. You're like, great. No problem. So I take Otto on a nice long walk. I come back in and I'm like, Andy Porter here for my packages. They bring me 2. And I was like, sir, I have many more packages than this. He was like, are you sure? And I said, yes. And I pulled up my Amazon account. So he goes down to the loading dock to find my packages, comes back. He's like, they're not there. I'm like, yeah, they are. I was like, Amazon sends a photo of where they dropped it off and it's in a fucking loading dock.
Yeah.
And I showed him the photo of the package, which is an Amazon package. And he was like, I'll be right back. I have 2 of them. I have 2 Amazon packages. And he comes back up with 2 Target packages. This was also 20 minutes later. I've been waiting downstairs for an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And he comes back with 2 Target packages. He goes, is it from Target maybe? And I go, are they addressed to me? And he goes, no. And I was like, why would those be mine? Why would those be mine? You can laugh into the mic. You don't have to roll away.
It's just my natural reaction, you know.
Yeah, but usually when we pod together, you don't push away in a rolly chair.
Well,
so no one can hear you
laugh.
laugh.
Rolly chair. Normally I'm wedged in the ground.
Let's lock you up.
I can't. I do want I should ask for a new office chair for Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you one of those.
Okay.
Write it down though.
Because right now I don't even need a new router. It just feels like it's time because I've had this one for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And so I feel like maybe I could probably get more, even if it was the same model out of a new, and the internet also says like 3 to 5 years is the runtime on most routers.
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah, it's hard to, we're getting to that age where we buy all the things that we want. And so when it comes to Christmas,
you do that. Stop doing that. You need to stop doing that.
I try to stop doing that in like November, but then you're like, I now have to wait.
Yeah. It's called giving your family a fighting chance
It's
to get you something that doesn't suck. Otherwise, I'm getting you a Taco Bell gift card buried in a box of nickels. No, pennies. What's cheaper than a penny?
Oh, I had Taco Bell this weekend, and man, the acid reflux was.
You got to plan ahead. You got to plan ahead. You got to get the Tums.
Yeah.
You know what I had last weekend for the first time, and I'll never have it again?
What's that?
White Castle.
Did you have that with Dad?
I told Dad I would wait until he was in Nashville. Sorry for my coughing. I'm getting over a cold. And I'm not going to edit it out. So, I told him I would wait for him to be here, but that whole trip was so fucking run and gun that there was no chance to ever go do it.
Yeah.
And so I just ordered it by myself last Sunday when Aubrey left. I had it delivered and I ate it and it came back up immediately. Immediately.
Like how immediately? Like
I finished
excuse me.
I would say I was like 30 minutes after I ate the fourth slider.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was sitting in my stomach and I was like, this ain't good, Bob. This is not good.
I think all those Irish car bombs we did in that the late 2000s might have done some serious damage to our bodies.
I was like, we didn't do Irish car bombs when you guys were here, did we?
No, God. But remember when it was a thing we used to do, like it was a prank we'd do to the table?
Yeah, but then we'd all just be, ugh.
Just show up with 7 car bombs.
For 4 of us?
For 4.
Disgusting. My mouth is like filling with saliva for a bad reason.
I just realized you're literally seeing every door in my apartment. Like this is
all, I mean, some of them.
Most of them. You don't.
Now it's like a real door city over there.
Yeah, and then over there is the door to my patio. But other than that,
nice. Well, now you just taught everyone who's watching how to get in and out.
I'm in the 4th floor. If you can scale up,
you keep getting more specific. Stop it. Stop. Dig up, stupid.
What's the counter at?
2230.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Guess I have to learn how to fucking beep boop in iMovie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are gonna have to learn how to do that.
Actually, you can just send me the Hannah boop, and I can do that.
You're gonna have to cover the mouth with something.
Yeah, I'll just do a black box. It'll be pretty sweet.
Nice.
So we got to hang out.
We did get to hang out.
If we don't talk about anything during this podcast, we should talk at least about
the Nashville trip.
The 48 hours we got to come see you.
Yes. That was fun.
As most of you know.
Well, it was really 48 hours where we went to go see you. And you do stuff.
Well, no, there was one show where I did stuff, and then the rest of it was we were all even. Everybody was even. But yeah, we went to so as most of you know, Andy is in Nashville doing work, hence the video remote pods.
Yes, and I would like to say I can talk about my show. It's called Project Supergroup, premiering Tuesday. What day is it? Wednesday, November 9th on MTV Live and something called Fave TV. Oh, and it's on MTV Classic as well.
So yeah, so check that out.
Check it out. It's going to be so good.
By the time this comes out, that'll have already happened.
No, because this has to come out ASAP. So this will probably come out tomorrow.
Okay, great. Well, then I will edit it tomorrow. Anywho, well, good. Congrats. Go, Andy.
I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
Executive producer, Andy.
Oh, co-executive producer.
Co-executive producer. Still.
Which means I get one of the smaller rooms at the Embassy Suites.
Do you have a living room?
A beep boop, deepy deeps. Damn it. I need to bleep that up.
What's that?
2440. I'm an idiot. Bleep.
But you still have a room and a bedroom, right?
I do have a room and a bedroom that has been cleaned 4 times in the 4.5 weeks that I've been here. And every time I've had to ask them to clean it. And the 2 middle times, they didn't clean the bathroom.
Ew.
And they haven't dusted the whole time I've been here. I've been like going down to the gym and stealing Lysol wipes to clean and dust my own fucking room.
Do you tip them when they come in?
20 bucks.
Are you serious?
Yes, 20 bucks. I'm like, please clean my fucking room. Please clean my room. Please clean my room.
You need to go find the lady that does your floor and be like, and hand her money and be like, hey, last time y'all didn't clean my bathroom. You know, I'm giving you some money. Can you please take care of this?
So I have gone down. I mean, I have tried to speak with the housekeeping staff, and the English is not good enough to have that conversation. And so I've been going down to the first floor and like talking to the people at the front desk, who are just a bunch of bumbling dumb fucks.
Yeah, we learned. Oh, by the way, did you ever get your Amazon package?
Yeah.
All 5
hours. 5 hours later. 5 hours later, I kept having to call the front desk, and they're like, we cannot find. And I'm like, okay, I'll just call back then.
Oh man, oh man.
Anyway, so, I've got a pint of wine.
A pint. So Annie's in Nashville. I had a show in Nashville. Zach Myers and I did our Campfire Astronauts comedy music
extravaganza. You could even call it a marathon.
Yeah, it was a marathon. It was a long show.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was thanks to Zach Myers doing.
For sure. If I would have known, I would have ordered dinner. A lot of us would.
Zach Myers did comedy for the first time, which normally people do like between 3 and 5 minutes. And Zach did a solid 25, 30 minutes, so much so that we had to bump people that actually knew how to do comedy. And but
it didn't feel like that at all. He did good.
He did do good. Like
I
would have gone up there and been like, and also if it hadn't gone good, he wouldn't have been up there that long. So
yeah.
But damn, he got real comfortable and he was up there for a while.
Man, he was I know it's nerves, but he was talking a mile a minute. I bet he did 50 minutes of material in 30.
Oh yeah, 100%. As a matter of fact,
I think it's got an hour special.
They sent us the video of it, and he looked at it. He goes, I got 5 minutes into it. He goes, I was talking really fast.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you were.
But I mean, that's literally anyone who's ever going to get up there and do that for the first time.
Oh, yeah. Or the 30th time. It takes a long time.
Yeah.
I remember Dana Gould and I were sitting back at a show, and all these young comics.
We love Dana Gould.
All these young comics went up, and at one point I looked at Dana. I go, "Are they selling cattle?" Because I was like, "Fucking, what is happening?" So we did our music comedy show. It went off very well, a lot better than we ever could imagined. So much so that we ended up cutting half the songs and not telling 3/4 of the stories that we were like. We could do the show again tomorrow, and it would be a completely different show.
Right.
Just from shit we didn't get to.
Yeah.
But then my good friend Bobby, you guys know him as Kid Rock, invited all of our friends and family up to his house.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had a hell of a time.
Yeah, we did.
Andy got to meet Bobby, and nice guy.
Yeah.
He's, does he get drunk and say a bunch of shit you wish he didn't? 1,000%.
And do you expect Kid Rock to do that?
Yeah. Yeah. And do most of our family on our mom's side do that?
Also, yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't anything out of the blue.
No.
Or anything I hadn't heard before.
But
I've never heard anyone with a house like that say stuff like that. That house was fucking ridiculous.
For those of you who don't know, Kid Rock, I think I told this story, but he went to the White House to meet a former president that will remain nameless,
Donald Trump,
and then decided he wanted a White House, and so he built one. And so that's what
I asked him at your green room. I was like, "Did you model your house after the White House?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, "Okay."
That is 1,000% not true.
Because I was like, "It looks like the White House," and Mom was like, "It does not." And I'm like, "Look at it.
I think Bobby was just having a good time with you.
I think he was. No, I think he was too.
Yeah, 100%.
Speaking of that trip, Aubrey came into town, my best friend, and we stayed at this incredible cabin with mom and dad. And we were picking up Aubrey on the way home from at the airport in Nashville, and dad was like, "Did you know that dry shampoo stuff that you guys use, because Aubrey and I are filthy, filthy women, that dry shampoo stuff you use has something in it called, I think it's called benzene, and it causes uterine cancer." And I was like, "Well, I'm not going to stop using dry shampoo. Do you know how much easier it makes my life?" That'd be like if someone was like, "Hey, what if you just got rid of your car?"
Yeah.
And just walked everywhere.
That's the same.
Yeah, but because like imagine the time you have to spend like washing your hair, drying it, getting it ready, styling it. Imagine if you had hair.
Yeah, no, that would free up a solid 45 seconds for me.
And so every time Aubrey and I would use it, we would just be like, "Cancer, cancer."
It's gonna be funny till you get it.
Well, I found out
you're like, maybe we shouldn't have done the song.
You cancer. My brand doesn't have the benzene, so.
Oh, good.
Egg on the face of my haters.
Which do you have haters?
I mean, yeah, probably.
How many rap battles have you been in?
Listen, Drake knows what's coming to him.
So yeah,
I don't even know what that means.
So mom and dad got into town a night before I did, and you guys went and had a nice time. Where'd you guys go? What'd you guys do?
Well, mom and dad picked me. It was pouring rain, and mom and dad picked me up from work at a shoot at Maggiano's, Little Italy, a place I would never like to eat again.
No, I mean, let me tell you something. I love Italian food, but if you have locations in an airport, I'm probably not coming to your Italian restaurant.
I will say the Palm has a location in JFK.
Okay, but that's the Palm. I mean, there are rare exceptions. Like there's a Billy Goat at O'Hare.
Yeah, and also the Palm at JFK is trash. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. What were we talking about?
It's mainly burgers. The first night you guys went out?
It is mainly burgers.
At the Palm? No shit.
Yeah, at the one at JFK, yes. Mom and dad came in. Aubrey didn't come into town until the day you got in.
Oh, okay.
So she got in that morning. So mom and dad and I went to this place called Giovanni's where they make their own pasta in-house.
Ooh.
It was fucking good. And we waited out the rainstorm there and then came back to my hotel and picked up the Bubba Man.
Otto Man.
And then took him back out to the house and he just ran around that yard. He made friends with many horses.
Many, like little horses, not a lot of horses. I'm clarifying.
Yeah, MINI, mini horses. And also, I let the mini horse lick my hand, and that was it. Their tongue muscles are like the size of a calf muscle, and it's so gross. Just like bleh, bleh, bleh.
Oh,
nasty.
Yeah, and then I came in. I spent 3 days in Memphis with Zach trying to figure out what the show was going to be and listening to his son tell really funny jokes. And
Kettle's dead.
Also got to go to a Grizzlies game where they were playing the Nets, and I got to heckle Kyrie. Basketball, yes. And that's Kevin Durant's team, the Nets. And this was Kyrie Irving tweet,
anti-Semitic tweet.
Yes, but I was still. Zach has very good seats. We were just off the floor, so I got to yell "The Earth is round" a lot at Kyrie Irving, and I know he fucking heard me. And at one point, I was doing this. And Zach's like, "Bro, it's this," and I'm like, "No, the Earth is round." And so had a lot of fun, and then on Wednesday, we woke up early. We drove up to Nashville. And at one point I had to pee. Normally a 3-hour drive. I don't have to pee. I'm a man. Our dad would. And even when I said, I was like, "Hey man, I could pee at any time." And Zach like, "Are you fucking serious?" And so then we hit a traffic jam and it's like dead stop. And I was like, I'm gonna go over in these woods and pee. He's like, the fuck you are. And I was like, 100% I am. And he videoed it. I jumped out of the car. I ran and peed, and I literally had to run 20 feet further up than we were, and felt good. Felt
it
real
is nice.
nice.
I pissed next to some $40 million homes on my way up to Madonna Inn that one time. I didn't even run anywhere. I just leaned my ass up against the car and let her rip.
I bet there was some guy looking out his $40 million home window going, this is why we moved here.
There was a Camry stopped on the street. Did you see that?
She just
These
peed.
fucking pores.
I told you about the time when I lived on Franklin across from where you live now. Fucking where are we?
It's fine. It's fine. It's a big street. Don't worry about it.
And I was just sitting there, and I heard people fighting outside, and these two
sounds about right.
These two dudes were fighting, and then they just got back in the same car and drove off. And
like fist fighting?
Yeah, they literally got out of the car, fought, settled it, and got back in the car and drove.
You know what? Honestly, that is some responsible fist fighting, because you have to have the common sense to pull the car over without endangering other people, other than the guy who you need to prove a point to.
But also, then you're like, okay, we've settled the point, and now we've decided Backstreet Boys are better than NSYNC, and we can drive on.
No, but it's NSYNC though.
But so we got in. Pretty much went to Bob's house and then went straight, then we had lunch. We all had lunch.
We went to Martin's barbecue. Oh, that is some good ass shit.
That was some really good barbecue.
And then we even had it brought into work the other day.
Oh yeah. Double good.
And it was some different stuff than I got. Cause I got the wings the first time, which those were fucking incredible. But then the next time I got to do some pork and some brisket and some ribs. And that was, that was some good ass shit.
But yeah, and so then we did the big show, which like we said, went real well. And then we went up to Bob's. Literally 25 of us, I bet, came up there, and he didn't know anyone other than that they knew me and they were cool. And
even that one guy?
Well, after everybody left, a couple of the guys got a little drunk, and one guy started pawing at Bobby like he was trying to fuck him. Like, I'm like, man, you're not going to make out. Leave her.
Sit on your hands. Sit on your hands.
Or else
you have to go home.
I was like, bro, come sit by me. And he's like, did I fuck up? I'm like, you're just better served over here.
I want to know whatever smell they pump into Bobby's house, because it like smells like a legit Restoration Hardware.
Dude, all the time.
It smells so good.
And here's the thing. Bobby did most of the designing for that place. So I'm sure.
You know what's so funny? When Aubrey came back to my hotel and I was showing her my gas station on Gas Station Simulator.
Yeah.
She was like, this is designed a lot like Bobby's house. And I'm like, well, we do have good taste.
Yeah, man. It's crazy when they're like, hey, should we just go bowl? And we just went down to their bowling alley and bowled.
They also had this tabletop game that they let me take a photo of, the one photo I was allowed to take. And because I want to Google search what the name of the game is.
Oh, okay. Oh, was that the like antique one?
I mean, it looks antique, but I'm pretty sure it's new. But it has like dominoes that you kind of flip up. They're like on a spindle, like a foosball kind of deal. And then there's dice. I don't remember. I could be remembering this completely inaccurately. But it looked fun.
Then the next day we just kind of we were tourists. We went to walk up and down Broadway.
And Seed, and then we went to Bobby Rock's Honky Tonk.
Oh, that was at night. We got Bobby gave us his VIP area.
He did. Like it was lovely.
Hanging out with mom and dad in a place called Cadillac Pussy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Food was good.
Yeah, the food was good.
For for a honky tonk on Broadway, that was a good chicken sandwich. I gotta say that.
I mean, I got a Cobb salad, so I can't say I made the right decision. But it was good. It was all right.
Yeah, no, we had a great time. And then Friday,
I was so sick. I was so sick. I was just pushing through. But we were at Bobby Rock's place, and I was just like,
oh man,
I was so unwell.
Oh, Thanks for letting us all know. But hey, thanks
I
for
told
also fighting.
I told everyone that. Well,
Oh,
at least
okay.
I told mom and dad and Aubrey that I was feeling bad. And then I came
Well,
down with a horrible cold, and now mom has it and Aubrey had it.
I don't know how I avoided it.
Well, I mean, we weren't really
Yeah, we
next
weren't.
to each other a whole lot.
No, but
Everyone on my casting crew has it.
just bad cold.
Yeah, it's a cold. It's like a head cold that moves to your chest.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time you or mom, or also another friend of mine got sick, and every time the three of you would call me and be like, here are my symptoms, I'm like, I feel fine, but now I feel all those symptoms. And
Psychosomatic.
very psychosomatic. And yeah, but knock on wood, I haven't gotten sick thus far. So,
well, if you would have gotten it, you would have gotten it by now.
that's what I'm thinking. But then, yeah, Friday, mom and dad dropped you off.
They dropped dad dropped Aubrey and I off at my hotel at 7 a.m. because I had to leave for work at 7:15. When I was texting with my coworker Gianluca, and I was like, I am not. He was like, how are you feeling? I was like, I'm in a bad way.
Yeah.
But I could take some Dayquil and get through the day. He was like, I'd rather you not bring a cold into this house with all these contestants. I'm like, you got it.
Yeah.
Turns out that we all already infected each other, so it didn't matter. Everyone literally got this cold. But yeah. It's a really good show. I'm so proud of this show. I'm so excited for people to tune in.
Awesome.
It's going to be awesome, especially when you get to episode 6 where like the live performances start to happen. And it's just, I'm so proud of these contestants. They're doing such a good job and they're like literally writing some smash hits. So it's just really fucking cool to see it all come together.
Well, I gotta say, I've never seen you be quite this excited about a show probably since The Soup.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fuck yeah. Well, I can't wait. I hope it blows up.
I hope it does too. Well, we already got approved for a season 2. So,
well, that's awesome.
Well, that's from the money guy. I don't know about the networks, but we'll find out.
Alexa, stop.
Doesn't this microphone look like a monster hog?
Did you still not get your stand yet? Was that not in the packages?
I didn't order it.
Oh,
I forgot about it. I was kind of hoping I could just borrow one from the post house that I'm working with because we use these mics to record VO.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I just have one of these for a little bit?
Like,
instead of just spending money. I didn't ask yet, but I'm gonna.
So then mom and dad left. They made it home safe and sound.
Yep.
And then what'd you and Aubrey do? I know you had to be a third wheel.
I did get to be a third wheel. That was Sunday. So Friday, I was telling Aubrey, I'm like, I might be able to go out to dinner, but that's like probably the most I'm going to be able to do today. And she was like, no bigs. And she was like, I was like, I'm going to sleep on my bed. And she had to take a bunch of work meetings. And I was like, if I start snoring, just let me know. But like, I'm so sick. And like my whole left nostril, like there was no way any air was going to go in or out. Yeah. It was so congested. Yeah. And she was like, as soon as
like if I was in your nostril, I would have to run and go pee in the woods because it wasn't going anywhere.
Exactly. So Aubrey was like, as soon as I start giving my presentation, you start snoring so loud. She was like, so anyway, I was thinking with the numbers. I was like, I'm so sorry. I bet it was horrible. It had to have been horrible. And so that night I was like, dude, I can't go out. I can't do anything. Like, I need a night in, especially with like you and mom and dad. We were going like so hard and so fast.
Yeah. We go hard in the paint.
We do. And then also I was working on top of that. So I was like, I can't. And she was like, I don't want to do anything either. I'm like, great. So I got us a bottle of Vouv and we ordered some pizza.
Oh, champagne's good for the sickness.
Well, it was mostly for Aubrey, but
that's what Slipknot says. Champagne is good
for the sickness. And then Saturday was Halloween. So Aubrey and I went to Broadway for a little bit. We were Frank and Franks. I was dressed as a hot dog. She was dressed as Benjamin Franklin. We were America personified, and we had the best costumes on Broadway, hands down.
That's fair. No, I'll give it to you.
And then so we went there for
You mean you beat slutty Girl Scout?
well, there was also a bunch of dudes that were bananas. I guess. I don't know. There's a group of bananas. No one
Okay.
really tried very hard. And so Aubrey is
No.
Benjamin Franklin and me is a hot dog. And so well, we hit Broadway early because we also hate people.
Okay.
So we were like dancing and stuff, and then around 8:30 we went to Santa's Pub.
The double wide that's karaoke and smoking.
Karaoke and smoky. And then fucking, of course, a group of like 7 Santas came up dressed as Santa and started singing Christmas carols. It was awesome.
Fun? Did you have a good time?
It was awesome. I fucking love that place. And then,
you
everything
just throw
smelled
away all
so
the
bad.
clothes? Yeah.
It smelled so bad. But it's not a ton of people. I mean, there was a couple tables of smokers, especially like the dudes who look like they've never left that bar ever.
Yeah, like I just come here because it's the last place in America that's free.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
And Aubrey was like, I fucking love this place. I'm like, I knew you would.
Yeah, it's fucking anyone from Wichita is gonna fucking dig the shit out of that.
I know.
Place.
So we did that, and then she met a fella at your show.
She did.
She met a very handsome fella, very successful fella. And I don't want to. Do I say his name?
I mean, it's up to you. I don't know why you would. Why you wouldn't?
Yeah. Okay. So it was Lucas Nelson. He's the son of Willie Nelson, and he is. So he asked Aubrey. He wanted to meet up with us after we were out on Saturday, but since Aubrey and I called it a night at like 10:45.
Yeah.
He was like, I'll just meet you guys up tomorrow. If you go to brunch, I'll come find you. And so I third wheeled it on a date with Aubrey and Lucas Nelson. And I was just like,
it's like your own live Hallmark movie.
it really was.
God damn it.
And also he's so nice.
Oh, good.
He's so nice. He's just like, he's truly like a really, really good guy.
Oh,
and you
good.
You can just tell that from just hanging out with him.
For sure.
And also my friend, Mikey Fiddler, he knows him.
Oh, okay.
I think from Hawaii. And Jordan was like, I've only heard good things about this boy.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and he was telling Aubrey, he was like, I looked into getting my pilot's license because your dad is a pilot, and it was so inspiring hearing you talk about him. And so he's taking ground school online.
Are they still talking?
Yeah, they FaceTimed this last weekend, and I was just like,
don't fuck this up.
He lives in Maui. Don't fuck this up for me, girl. Got to get the bestie a trip to Maui.
Oh man. No, I've heard nothing but nice things about that guy.
Yeah, so. Lovely. He bought us brunch, and he invited us to brunch at a place that was like so fucking delicious. They made their own croissants in house, which was so good. And I've never endorsed a sober guy more highly.
Oh, good.
To a friend in my whole life.
Awesome.
I should probably do that more often.
Also a sober guy that could probably hang with people that aren't sober and be cool.
That is absolutely true.
Isn't like, while you're drinking, maybe I should tell you about Jesus. Well, you guys are drinking. Let me tell you about how awesome Maui is. Yeah.
And you're like, I'll listen to that.
I'll listen to that. You got pictures? I'm better with pictures.
He was like telling us about what he did during the pandemic in Maui, and we were just like, God, that sounds fucking awesome.
Yeah. I flew to Phoenix. Because Adam Ray got married.
Yes.
Adam Ray, you know him from comedy and like
many movies.
Every Melissa McCarthy movie.
Yeah. You also know him from When Nature Calls with Helen Mirren. That was on ABC.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't come back, but I'm surprised a couple of things you didn't come back. Anywho.
Yeah. You mean dudes, right?
So Adam's very successful, to be fair. And so are a lot of his friends. So like Brad Williams and I showed up at night early, but I was like you, just fucking beat from our adventures in Nashville.
Yeah.
Which included me locking myself on a balcony and then jumping off said balcony and fucking up my heel and ankle pretty good. So I was
Are you still hurting from that?
The heel needs to be iced. But other than that, everything's fine.
What did we learn?
Maybe just think it through
Yeah.
before you jump. Before you could, because I could have just called Brandon and he could have just let
Think
me
it through before you jump.
I should have. But
It's
also
the Third Eye Blind song.
I knew that. I don't think that was the gist of that.
Think it through before you jump, my friend.
Yeah.
Think it through before you jump to your end. Nope.
So
I'm gonna get more wine. You keep talking.
So yeah, I went to. It's weird when you leave, because it's weird when you. Oh, you're coming right back. I was like, it's weird when you leave, because now I feel like it's just a solo pod, and I feel like
also I couldn't hear you. I was like, I don't know what he's doing.
Also, they're not. I was gonna say they're AirPods, but they're not. You're wired in.
I'm wired.
So Friday I flew in. I got in early. I smoked weed and played guitar until I passed out, and then I slept for like 6 hours, and then woke up and went and had late Mastros with Brad Williams.
We love Brad.
I love Brad to death. Came back, had totally heterosexual hot tub times with Brad. And
did you guys have pants on?
Yes, of course.
Yay.
And then the next day, Brad had to go do groom shit. So I literally just kind of chilled and hung out, and I was still kind of coming down off the whole Zach and I show and hanging out with you and mom and dad, and like I was like, I need a couple days. And then the wedding was at 4, and you show up and you're like, oh, that's right, Adam knows Urkel. And Adam
right. I saw your Brad's tweet about who was at the dinner, and it was a photo of who was at your dinner table, and it was you and Brad Williams, and I zoomed in and I was like, is that Jaleel White?
That is Jaleel White, who couldn't have been a cooler dude.
That's great, because I text Chris. I was like, I loved it. You had fun with Brad. Also, was that Jaleel White?
Also, yeah, he's way more Stefan than Urkel, if you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, and also Harlan Williams was like, our table was just like the who's who of the 90s. And also our good
plus
friend
you and Brad.
And Becky Robinson, who's tearing it up as the entitled housewife.
Becky
Robinson. Yeah, she's on. Go to her Instagram. Anyway, she does this like golfer housewife character that just is like blowing up, and now she just prints money by going to golf courses and getting shit faced. Which
I've seen her. Yeah, I've seen this.
How do I get into that? But yeah,
I told you got to stop trying to look cool.
And then fucking the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls comes in, plays the 3 Goo Goo Doll hits back.
Say that 3 times fast.
The 3 Goo Goo Doll hits.
Goo Goo Doll hits. Goo Goo Doll hits. Goo Goo Doll hits.
Plays the 3 of them, which is Iris, Name, and the other one.
Black Balloon.
Is that what it is?
Baby's black balloon makes her fly.
No, maybe that is it. I don't know. I listened to 2 of them and then I went and smoked a joint.
I would have been like, wait, this is just one Goo Goo Doll? I'm out.
It's just the head goo.
Goo number 1. Goo 1.
But yeah, the cool thing about a 4:00 wedding, you're out by 9.
Yeah.
And you hung for 5 hours. Like they can't be mad at you.
Yeah.
And so 9 o'clock.
Can't be mad at you. I love that that's how we judge how when you can leave a wedding.
Well,
are you going to be mad if I leave now?
Then this is when now? I'm leaving.
What about now? Okay, I'm leaving now, though.
How mad are you going to be, though?
So I'm going to go. Okay, I'm clear.
Yeah, and it was kind of a half Irish goodbye. I think I said goodbye to the people around me, but I don't think I said goodbye to the groom or the bride, nor do I think they gave a fuck. Because like when the DJ was like, hey, you know what the most boring table at the wedding is? And they're like the bride and groom. So you should go say hello. I was fucking first one over there, like, hey, how's it going? And they were very appreciative. I found out that I hung out with them on basically their first date.
Oh,
Like they had met in Phoenix.
you could have been a third.
I was the you of Aubrey and Lucas, maybe. Maybe that's who we are. We're like some sort of weird good luck Chuck, but we got to be there.
What do we get?
Fucking co-star credits.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Anywho, but then yeah, and then Sunday I was supposed to fly. Like Mark's house is obviously awesome, but my apartment is also awesome. So I just rode home with Brad on Sunday because the Chiefs were off that weekend. So yeah, just rode.
Oh, you rode home from Arizona to LA.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. That's a 6-hour drive.
Yeah. Well, when a dwarf is driving, it's 9, but
really?
No.
God damn it. Could have seen through that one. That's on me. That's on me. I'm a little tired and I'm very gullible.
Where are we at?
You have 56 minutes.
Okay.
You have no idea how many things have happened on this show this week that have been like absolutely batshit. But especially when you're dealing with a production of this volume with 25 contestants who are all very talented and all have opinions.
Yeah.
It gets to be a lot. And so someone will tell me something and I'm like, are you fucking with me? And they're like, no, I'm being serious. And I'm like, are you fucking with me though? They're like, no,
this is fucking with me.
They're like, no, this is a real situation that's going on. I'm like, okay, here we go. It's been fun. I'm walking I'm walking like 6 miles a day, sweating my tits off on solid concrete because this arena was built in 1960.
Woof.
And so I'm like sneaking down to the gym just so I can roll my shins out at 2 a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Real.
I know. I'm excited to go back to my apartment for Thanksgiving and just be in my own bed for a week.
Yeah. And then you go right back there?
I'm going to go right back here, yeah. For another 2 weeks.
Yeah. And then when do you shoot season 2?
I don't know. I just know that we were approved for one, so who knows?
Okay.
Next year.
Well, that was fun. I mean, I don't think we need to do stories.
I don't think we need to do stories either.
No,
and it sucks that we didn't get to mail, but
we'll just save them for next time. Mail does not have expiration dates. And you just figure out a place to put the Manscaped ad and I'll record one.
Will you say insert Manscaped ad here?
Insert Manscaped ad here.
Great.
Are we going to do it here? Hey, what up, portheads, stumblefucks, and talent receivers? Chris Porter's crotch here. Listen, I can't show you my real face because I've seen too much. But listen, ever since Chris has been using products from Manscaped.com, I feel better, I look better, I run faster. So go to Manscaped.com, enter in the promo code 1millionthpod. You get 20% off your whole order and free shipping. Do it for yourself, do it for your crotch, do it for the pod. Manscaped. 1920. And then Irvine the weekend after Thanksgiving, and Christian James Hand is opening every show with me with a different session. It's going to be awesome.
That is so badass.
Yeah, we had breakfast the other day. He was like, I just want to do shows. I don't have any shows booked. And I was like, I can't pay you what you normally get paid. I was like, but if you want to come hang out with me in Orange County for a weekend, you can do that. He was like, I will see you there. And I was like, fuck yeah. So, but you can see all my dates at chrisportercomedy.com. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Chris Porter. And you can find the pod on Instagram at all words 1 million with a TH and a POD.
And you can find the pod on Instagram Twitter. You can find you can find the pod on Twitter at the number 1 and the words millionth pod. And you can find me on Instagram at Andy Port and on Twitter at Andy Porter.
And you can find the pod video on YouTube at the 1 millionth podcast. That's the name of the account. I think so. But yeah, just Google the 1 millionth podcast and you can find.
Please do. And then like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button.
Fucking smash that subscribe.
Smash that subscribe button.
And if you have questions, concerns, send them to 1millionthpod@gmail.com. As always, I'm Chris Porter.
I'm Andy Porter.
This has been the 1 millionth podcast. Fuck you.
Come on by.
Bye 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 bye.
I mean, we'll just have to shorten it. This is too hard to do live. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna hit the stop button, but we don't.
Fuck you, come on by the